pushing for it. I'ma get on another wave. How badly do you want it? I'ma get my shot away. Don't ask me if I'm done it. The answer is always.
Los Angeles, how you feeling? Welcome to Gorgon City, let's do this.
Boom. We in there.
Good morning. What is this good evening, Brad said? I hope it's not still evening for you. It probably is, though, isn't it? No, you're usually like at the gym now, you know, at this time, right? Yeah, definitely no stream yesterday, Pineapple. Good afternoon. Stop it, Burnout. So I'm looking at the news today. Let's see.
We got GTA 6 price.
What's that?
We got GTA 6 price.
Yep. We also got on the 21st, so a couple days ago, one of the co-founders of Ubisoft, Claude Guillemot, dies in a plane crash.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
Saw that the other day, yep. Don't get in a helicopter. Oh, it was a plane this time, not a helicopter.
It's a plane. I don't know if it's a plane. I'm looking to see.
I think it is a small plane, and he was going to an air show or something.
Yeah, I'm looking. They don't clarify. They don't say anything about what happened. They're just like he passed away in a airplane accident, light aircraft crash. Yeah, small plane. Don't go in the air or make a jetpack. I mean, jetpack is dangerous too. I'm on the Beast Coast, man. It's noon. Yeah, I guess noon could qualify as the evening. Definitely not afternoon. $500.
Get up when Turning Cog gets up. It's evening.
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean $500, Pineapple? One ball. Oh, $500 for GTA 6. I don't think it's that. Tony,
$80 for the base game and $100 for the special edition. And the special edition, or like extended edition, hold on, let me just get the article so I'm not saying the wrong thing. Ultimate edition is what they're calling it. And oh my god, come on.
Pre-order starts tomorrow.
Yep. And
also don't pre-order games, guys, please.
Yep.
Don't do it, please. At least like big ass AAA games like that. You know GTA is going to be fine. Don't pre-order it.
Yeah, two editions. Standard edition for $79.99. Ultimate edition for $99.99. If you buy standard edition, you're free to upgrade to ultimate at any time. Extra money goes towards exclusive cosmetics for Jason and Lucia, but what comes as a shock to many is that some in-game stores are locked behind the Ultimate Edition. 5 stores offer unique clothes, tattoos, hairstyles, and vehicle mods, leaving tons of cosmetics behind the higher price tag.
Burnout says, thank you, Joe Biden. Now all new AAA games are $80. That's fucking funny. The other news about GTA 6 is that there will be no physical edition at launch.
Oh, I didn't see that. Interesting.
None. Regardless of whatever edition you get a code inside of the box for a digital download.
These are the images that they put out for the Ultimate Edition. I guess these are some of the clothes and cars and whatnot that you would be able to get with it. I guess. I don't know.
Am I crazy for not caring about any of that? I just don't care.
I was thinking about it, and like it makes me think that like there might be some depth to some of these things in the game that would warrant you wanting to pay for these things, maybe or maybe not. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But
yeah, same Pineapple. They just don't appeal to me. Forza 6 Deluxe was $160. That's crazy.
Really?
I mean, Marathon Deluxe was $180 or something like that.
Yeah, what does Forza Deluxe come with, though? Do you get like a car statue or something? Let's see. They got a premium edition for $120, I see on Steam, but I don't see anything more than that. Deluxe is $99. Premium edition, you get expansions 1 and 2, car pass, 2 car packs, a VIP membership, and a welcome pack. So you're just like pre-buying the first 2 expansions.
What's up, Adder? How you doing? I wasn't planning on getting any GTA game. Yeah, I just read that. This game ain't going to be remembered as GTA 6. It's going to be Florida Man Simulator. I mean, possibly. I don't know. Burnt Pineapple's excited about the new Minions movie coming out next Wednesday.
Greg here. Greg would be excited about that too.
Yep. The Omni's excited about the Minions movie.
Omni calls his AI agents his minions.
He doesn't mean minions like the yellow guys, though.
No, he does. He 100% does.
He really does?
Yeah, no, I was like, do you mean like the movie? And he's like, oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
He's like, I love that fucking movie.
That is crazy.
He has like all these like AI generated arts of like, remember with like the one in the jeans with the hoverboard leaning against the wall? Like,
oh my God. I'm crashing out, guys. I don't care. I'm so hyped. When I went on vacation once, I went to the movies to watch The Rise of Gru and got a special cup. Hell yeah, bro. I'm glad you're excited, Pineapple. You're like the appropriate age and generation to be excited about a Minions movie. It's totally fine. I'm old as shit, so Minions is a huge miss for me, and I've seen Despicable Me 1 and 2.
Was it the first one is kind of classic, but like I'm not into it beyond that for sure.
I'm not gonna watch a straight Minions movie, like just Minions. No thanks. But I will admit the little green Cthulhu guy is a compelling character.
Who's the little green Cthulhu guy?
So the new one is called Minions and Monsters, and there's like a little green Cthulhu that the minions meet, and he's taking them to like the Island of Monsters or something like that.
Here's the minion gif we were talking about.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. He made that?
So fucking good. I don't remember who made this. This might have even been Gemini made this when I had it make Greg a theme song about him and his minions, if you remember that. But regardless, that one's pretty good.
There's a Discord question where you can watch the trailer. What do you mean, Pineapple? Yesterday I was watching They Will Kill You, and I think that's where I saw a preview for it. I don't know. I don't even remember where I saw a preview, but I saw a preview. I do like little Cthulhu guys. Here, I'll show you guys this Cthulhu thing I have back here. So Denver Comic-Con, which is now called Fan Expo. In the early years, they had like vendors and like small, like an Etsy store, but a booth for it. there was a lady who liked to knit and crochet things that were like nerdy, and she was super stressed out because she sold everything within like the first 2 hours of the floor opening. And she's like, I paid for this booth, I don't have enough stuff, I'm trying to make things to scramble. But she made this little knit Cthulhu guy that is very cool. So I had to buy this, and there were some D&D dice bags that had like armor scales on them that I bought. I don't remember where they are. They're somewhere over here, but yeah, those are cool. Discord quest. I gotcha. Fingers autofilled. Yeah. Oh, you like the little Cthulhu guy, Pineapple? Yeah, I like him too. It's cool. And I like that there was like, this is like one of one. This is the only one she had. And she's not, mass manufacturing these things. She just made this, and I was like, yo, can I get that guy? She's like, you're the only one that wants him. There were a couple people who were like coming by. If you want to get him, someone just asked me and they were getting cash, and I was like, I have cash right now. She's like, it's yours. I was like, hell yeah. He's got little wings, little purple wings on there. One year I put this guy on top of my Christmas tree. It was great because we didn't have a tree topper. We didn't have a star or anything. But yeah, I like this. I like this little thing. It's very cool. I think that lady never came back. I think she was like, this is way too much. She's like, I spent like the last 3 years making this stuff, and all of it sold in 2 hours. And she's like, I didn't want this. And I'm like, yeah, but you're making a lot of money. She's like, this is just for fun. I don't need the money. This is crazy.
Sounds like she should have raised her prices.
Yeah, Burnout. He's got like bat wings or dragon wings. It's the description of Cthulhu in Lovecraft story is very interesting because it's super ambiguous. So no one really knows what he looks like, but that's the whole point. I don't know that he can fly. I guess maybe he's got wings. That's for sure.
In Call of Cthulhu, H.P. Lovecraft describes a statue of Cthulhu as a monster of vaguely anthropoid outline, but with an octopus-like head whose face was a mass of feelers, a scaly, rubbery-looking body, prodigious claws on hind and forefeet, and long, narrow wings behind. A carving of Cthulhu is described as thus. It seemed to be a sort of monster, a symbol representing a monster of a form which only a diseased fancy could conceive. If I say that my somewhat extravagant imagination yielded simultaneous pictures of an octopus, a dragon, and a human caricature, I shall not be unfaithful to the spirit of the thing. A pulpy tentacle head surmounted a grotesque and scaly body with rudimentary wings.
There you go. I think the wings are meant to be like malformed and just unnerving, and not that it can actually fly, but they're like just fucked up weird appendages.
His age is described to be at least vigintillions of years. What does that mean? Ten to the 63rd power.
So he's like as old as the cosmos itself.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, it's 20. 20 zeros, I guess, or something.
Yeah, so he's trying to be like
20 groups of 3 zeros, 20 commas.
Yeah, he's trying to be like the the age of it is the birth of the universe. Like that's what he's trying to say. He's like older than God. That's the whole point of Cthulhu.
He is also said to have cast spells which preserved the great old ones during their reawakening. Hundreds of meters tall, webbed, human-looking arms and legs. Yep. There you go. Yeah, way older than the universe. Burnout, you're right.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm trying to look at when we sort of determine the age of the universe. I think it took modern astronomy to do that with like the Hubble telescope and like deep field scans. I think that's when we kind of got like an idea about how old the universe is. The Cthulhu mythos and H.P. Lovecraft stuff was written Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, Edwin Hubble discovered that galaxies are moving away from us, with more distant galaxies receding faster, a relationship called Hubble's law. By measuring the current expansion rate and extrapolating backwards, scientists can estimate when the universe began expanding, effectively running the clock backwards to the Big Bang.
So Lovecraft wrote this in 1926. So he had no idea. He was just kind of guessing and just being like, this thing is older than time. which is scary because
Yes.
Christianity is not that old. That's the point he was making. At the time, you know, the Western world was very Christian, so that was the whole point. That's what the concept of cosmic indifference is, that, you know, Chambers and Lovecraft sort of played with a lot. And the reason they did that was because, like, people were religious. And if you're like, religion is not real and we don't exist for a reason, there is no divine providence and fate is nothing, and like we are just chaos, like that was really scary to devout religious people, because it undermined the faith that they had and like the way they led their lives. So
Yeah, so it was 1958 is when they made the first estimate. So
there you go.
For 30 years after that. Yeah, totally burnout. Redshift.
Yeah, you got to burn out. Oh shit, Brightside. Okay. I was watching this guy, Professor Dave Explains shit on the flat earthers theories, and it's so fucking crazy to hear the actual science that made people surmise the Big Bang and how many stars there are known in the known universe, how long light years take to travel. It's honestly so insane how much the human spirit has longed to find answers to why we are here. Yeah, man, that's the human condition. We are like barely sentient apes, and that's what the human condition means. We are animals, but we have awareness that is above animals, and it's very difficult. we try to find meaning in everything. Human pattern recognition is like our biggest, mental quality that separates us from animals, and it's crazy.
Yep. And then you can go down like the existentialist path of like, it's just a happy accident that all of that came together the way that it did, and that's the only reason that we're here. And the universe is uncaring about us, and will continue on long after we're gone. And
that's cosmic indifference. It's very scary if you're a pious, religious person. We're barely figuring out what the fuck is happening, but at least we got Bluetooth. I mean, I don't even think we're close to figuring out what the fuck is happening, Burnout. So, and you know this because you're into, science and math and engineering. The crazy thing is that as an organism, we have sensory organs that can perceive a three-dimensional universe and a loose fourth, because math says that the way we perceive time is actually incorrect in how time works, which is very weird to think about. But math also accounts for greater than 11 measurements of reality, and our sensory organs can only perceive 3. Like, that's crazy. That's very crazy. So the nature of the universe, the true nature of the universe, is not what we think it is at all. The fuck you mean 11 measurements? String theory, quantum mechanics. No, it's not Terrence Howard. No. Like actual math, I want to say there's like upwards of 15, 16 different measurements of reality, but similar to length, height, width as we perceive in a three-dimensional world, with time being the fourth. It's crazy. Very crazy. What's up, Landair? So I think about that, Burnout, because it's philosophical at that point. It's that I think is unnerving. That for me is my cosmic indifference, horror or whatever. It's like understanding that we're too simple to really know the true nature of the universe. Like our brains and our sensory organs are just too simple. The best analogy that I can think of is like if you've seen the Seth MacFarlane, Neil deGrasse Tyson Cosmos remake, there's a part where deGrasse Tyson's talking about quantum mechanics and string theory and the amount of different measurements of reality that math accounts for, and likens us to 2D beings in a 3D world where the 2D beings can never perceive height, right? Or I guess it's depth, the z-axis. So because we can't perceive that, we see the world in a very specific way, or the universe in a very specific way. Extrapolate that out to tens of measurements of tens of dimensions that measure reality. We can only perceive 3. Like we're missing huge chunks of the puzzle here to understand it. Lander's sensory organ. You only have 1, bro? I've got 5. I don't know about you, man. And I count like the stereoscopic ones as a single organ. Cried yesterday watching some old videos about Bungie Halo versus modern Halo. Shit makes me angry. Yeah, man. Yep. Are you talking about campaign evolved? Because I will not be buying that garbage. Tony said, see, sometimes you break it down like this. Seems simple enough that it isn't that crazy to me. The fact that we're communicating with ones and zeros from all over the world with hardly milliseconds delay is insane. The fact that we're not only watching you, but the fact that we can communicate back with chat and everyone can understand each other. I agree. You know, we're limited by the speed of light. That's the weirder thing, Brightside. Like, think about that. The reason why it's so fast is because of the speed of light. If the distances were greater, there would be noticeable delays.
And we can't go faster.
Nope.
At least that we know how. We don't think we can go faster, but maybe someday somebody will figure something out.
If you want to be more mind blown by our tech, watch nerd videos about how our cellular networks work. What the fuck do you mean? If we had to get there from square one, how will we even start? Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not saying I could figure it out, but like, I understand it. You asked if I was going to do the soldering, like, you know, in a scenario where I get put back to the 1800s or something, like, I might know what to do to make some basic stuff like that happen. I'm not saying I could build a computer, though. That's way beyond me. I could do some soldering.
The most important skills to try to preserve civilization are an understanding of chemistry and physics.
Yep.
If you understand chemistry and physics, you could make technology again. You could start to figure it out.
Like, you find some copper and some magnets, you're 80% of the way there. Like, you can generate electricity, you can make motors. You know,
okay. All right, so this is weird. And I'm just going to say this without trying to, you know, summon the weebs in here, but there's an anime actually about this called Dr. Stone, which I've been watching somewhat recently because it's on Netflix. I'm not super into Dr. Stone, but I like the premise. So the premise is that modern society came, you know, rapidly to a halt. One day, everyone turned into stone. All human beings and like some other living creatures turned to stone. Something like almost 4,000 years later, they started like waking up and, you know, cracking out of the stone. Only a couple people, and they try to discern some of that. And the main character is a scientist teenager. He's like very into science. He's super smart. And that's what he's doing, is basically rebuilding civilization with fundamentals of science. FTL shit crazy? Yes, it is. I mean, like, FTL stuff is like, we don't even really know it. It's all theory. It's just ideas right now. Random game industry news: the Kadokawa Corp, owner of FromSoft, president was voted to stay in power of the company despite a string of corruption charges. Slated to be a big shakeup for FromSoft and Sony if he got voted out. I mean, that's probably a good thing for the stability of those studios. To travel 1 light year, it would take like 17,000 human years. Well, this is the thing, Brightside. A light year is the amount of distance light can travel in 1 year of time, assuming time is linear, just based on how we understand it. So a human being inside of a vessel that could do that or approach the speed of light, because relativity says you can't actually achieve the speed of light, because then you become energy at that point, not matter. So you can't do it. But a human being could get very close to traveling at that rate. The problem is that time moves differently the faster you're going. So 1 year of time for a person traveling at near light speed is something equivalent to like 38 years in Earth time, something like that. So 1 year passes for you. I mean, the whole movie Interstellar is about this too. 1 year passes for you and 38 years passes for people on Earth.
Yep.
That's a
light year
weird thing to think
distance is only makes sense when you're talking about distance if you're traveling at the speed of light. Otherwise, it isn't a distance. It's like it is, but it isn't.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. That always confuses me. The relativity thing for a very long time. I just like could not wrap my brain around, and kind of do now. Also, kind of don't. So.
And for what it's worth, so this is tricky here. For what it's worth, Einstein never was able to solve general relativity, which is the microcosm of quantum mechanics. So subatomic particles, they don't function the same way that larger things function. So the cosmos, the macrocosm, does not function in the same way. His math does not square the two, and he died trying to figure that out, never solving it. People still have not solved general relativity today. So there's a piece of understanding how the universe works that we're completely missing, which is why people have, supposed string theory. There are many different ways to try to explain the nature of reality.
Please don't get Neil deGrasse Tyson in here. I don't like him.
Yeah, no, we don't actually need him in here, Pineapple. Unfortunately, the dude is great with prepared statements. He's really bad at being a human being. I was a huge fan of him until he got on Twitter. And then I was like, what the fuck? And I want to say I watched him on a couple podcasts, and he was extremely combative and condescending. The whole Terrence Howard thing, that was a part of it. Neil was super, super disrespectful to Terrence. Not that Terrence didn't deserve it. He did. He said some crazy shit. But Neil didn't even try to explain it to him. Neil just talked down to him and made him look like an idiot and talk shit. Which is that's not who that guy is supposed to be at all. He's supposed to be educating people on science. Pineapple got it today, LFQ. Also, what's up, brother? He was getting a ton of flack for not pushing FromSoft harder to release more Elden Ring and other franchise products. So yeah, in short, it's pretty much the reason Bluepoint was shuttered. Yeah, dude. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, so to know exactly how many years it is complicated, and I can't give you guys a straight answer. I guess example 3, the AI is saying if you travel at 0.999999 the speed of light for 1 year of your own time, it's about 700 years on Earth. So if you travel near the speed of light, everyone will die that you've known on Earth. It will be gone.
And so is that from where you left specifically? Like,
it doesn't even matter. You could do like a circle around Earth, whatever, or a circle around the solar system at the speed of light for 1 year.
How fast you're traveling?
Yes. It's literally about how fast you're traveling.
See, I thought I understood this, and I guess not.
Okay, so astronauts, when they go into orbit, experience time dilation. They lose seconds and minutes of their lives the longer they are in space. Or I guess they gain.
What if you're a light year away from us, and then you fly towards us at the speed of light? Does time here still move like that the whole time?
Yeah.
So that
it'll take you 700 years.
Down as you get closer, or as you slow down.
So this is all if your speed maintains. Like if you could instantly start, instantly stop. That's a part of the problem, because as you're decelerating and accelerating, time dilation becomes different. It all depends on your velocity. Terrence versus Neil is Atomic Bomb versus Coughing Baby. So I watched Terrence Howard talking about a lot of this stuff, and he started out disrespectful, but he was like, I really want to learn. I just need someone to teach me. If I'm wrong, show me how I'm wrong. And Neil didn't do that. Neil just was super fucking rude to him the whole time. There was another, a mathematician that's, I think a professor, a doctor of math, who had a conversation with Terrence about it. It's all complicated stuff. I'm pretty sure it was on Joe Rogan if you want to watch it. There's like Terrence Howard 1 and 2 or something like that. And the second one where he actually gets to talk to a doctor of math is good. What's up, Germa? They have to adjust the world clock in the space station for dilation regularly. Exactly. Nuclear clocks are dope. Yep, we got one of them shits here. We got a cesium clock. Of course, I got it. Atomic baby versus coughing bomb. Yeah, that's true. Why I stayed an engineer, not a physics major. Let me use my kinematic EQ. Yeah, dude. Physics it gets really weird. As you get larger in scale or smaller in scale, physics gets very strange. Everyone will be gone before you reach your final speed. Exactly, LFQ. I mean, civilization could collapse in 700 years. You don't know. So you could come back to Earth and like not be able to land.
It's fucked up that it doesn't go both ways too.
You would have to accelerate the Earth. The Earth would have to be moving at the same speed, and then everyone on Earth would be in the same boat. You'd all.
Well, no, I mean, I just mean it can never go backwards. Like you can only like move it forward way too fast, but you can't move it backwards. Like
you might be able to, because that's the thing.
Figured it out. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think it's in the way that we perceive time. That's the problem. We see time as linear. You know, the sun rises and the sun sets every day, and that takes 24 hours to happen. It's possible, according to math, that time is not linear, and that just our brains perceive it that way, and that the true nature of reality is very scary and something that we don't understand. Just drive backwards at the speed of light. Exactly, LFQ. That's how you do it. Or you could be Superman and fly around the Earth the opposite direction, and when it rotates the other way, that makes time go backwards.
There you go. Yep. I definitely wouldn't just kill everybody. You know.
Dude, that was like 1989 Superman or whatever. He does that.
Oh, I've seen it. Yep, absolutely.
With Christopher Reeve.
Yep.
Every time I think of that guy, I think of the Eminem song. Where he goes, shoobity doo bop, a Christopher Reeve, Sonny Bodeski and hit some trees. It's just fucking, man. Eminem was a wild boy. Yeah, time travel, Back to the Future. I mean, like, I think that's the thing. That's the weird thing about time paradoxes and stuff like that, is that the way we perceive time, we think Back to the Future would work. You go back in time, you can change the future. Time doesn't work that way. Like, math shows us that time does not work that way. Tony, what is the high quality Buick for? Bro, that's a Crown Vic. What do you mean? What's the Buick Crown Vic?
I mean, Buicks kind of look like this, to be fair.
There's a Buick model that is a Crown Vic. Yeah. I can't remember what it's called, though. Legrand? Bro, what are you talking about?
I think my grandma had one of those. Buick Legrand. Yeah.
LeSabre.
Legrand with an N. That's definitely not it, though. That looks more like a Trans Am.
What are we working on today? Some Dread? Yeah, absolutely, Brightside. We're still working on Dread. Yeah, hold on. Now I gotta find the Buick equivalent. Marquis, Grand Marquis.
That might be it.
I'm looking.
Park
Avenue.
Yep.
Or the Regal.
This Grand Marquis looks like a fucking cop car a little bit.
I think it's the old. That's like the 70s, 80s one. But I thought that was a Crown Vic. What the fuck? Oh, the Mercury Marauder is one as well. Man, those are some fucking garbage cars. Google the LeSabre.
I've always thought my entire life the name Buick doesn't really like communicate nice, high quality item for whatever reason. It just kind of like sounds like the name of a shitty car.
They had a time. There was a time when Buicks made some cool shit, but it was like the Grand National. And then that was it. And it was just over. They didn't make anything interesting after that. Marauder was literally just a Crown Vic with different branding. Yeah, exactly. The Marauder was the Mercury. Same manufacturer. Yep. It's crazy they actually named their car that. There was a time, Vince 2026. Yeah, I mean, I think that's Vince at all times, because, you know, time is a flat circle. This conversation has happened, always happened, will always happen, you know, is happening right now.
What you drinking? Can you pass that? What you smoking? Can you pass that?
Type shit. Okay, so I think the mechanics of it are human beings exist in the present, and the past, according to us, is a memory. So it's an engram, which is a set of chemical symbols, and those work across, I guess not symbols, chemical compounds that work across a synapse. So we don't fully understand how memory engrams work. But that's our perception of the past. Our perception of the future is imagination. So memory and imagination are very closely related to each other, and I think those are the limitations in the human brain for understanding time and how it works. That's why we perceive it linearly. The present is the only truth that we have, because we're experiencing it right now. But the past and the future are things that we can only remember or imagine. Fucking Kafka type shit or whatever. Vince is seeing through time and space again. Yeah, always, bro. They say that since neutrinos travel almost at the speed of light, they experience the entire life of the universe between the sun and here, which is 8 minutes for us. Yes. And neutrinos are really interesting too, Jeremy, because they go through matter. Like, they're so small that they can pass through most matter. So like a neutrino collector has to be buried deep under the earth, or I guess not collector, a neutrino sensor. They're super complicated. You guys have probably seen them. They're like these, you know, cylinders or domes with like a liquid in the bottom, and the whole surface of the inside of the cavity is mirrored. They're very, very interesting. They don't interact with the Higgs field. Yeah. Carweebs, how to headlight correctly? Do I angle them differently? Yeah, so yes. You want them angled slightly down. Straight ahead is bad.
Slightly down. Okay.
Yeah. Give it like a 10-degree angle down, and the right side headlight is sort of canted towards the left one because the driver's seat is on the left.
Right side headlight is slightly canted towards the left. Okay.
Like 5 degrees. If the angle down is 10, the right side headlight would be like 5 degrees to the left.
Okay.
LFQ says a liquid being water. Is it always water? That's what I wasn't sure of, because I thought it might have been like an acid or something like that, you know, that they put in there.
All right. What about like width, angle?
They need to be much wider. I don't know. That's hard.
We need that.
Can you make them elliptical so that they're not circles, so that it's like squished?
Yeah, let me get a profile on here.
I'm heading to the music store for a desktop mic stand and to look at some other audio equipment. Word? What are you doing with audio equipment, Turning Cog?
He says he wants like sliders and buttons and knobs. He was telling me.
Yeah, you got a lot of audio people in chat right now. A lot of audio people in chat. Burnout, Jeremy, Brightside, Tony. Who else does audio stuff in here? Adder, do you do audio type things?
Did you say Brightside?
Yeah.
I think you did. Okay,
yeah. I agree, LFQ. I like button sliders and knobs too, yeah. I'm probably hopefully building a CNC machine soon, and this is my first build with an emergency stop. Bro, that's... Bro. Be careful, Pineapple. Like, you can really hurt yourself making a CNC machine and working with lasers. Make sure you have glasses and stuff.
Let me try this one.
Like, laser-safe glasses is what I mean. You're using a router? So you're like modifying a router to kind of be a pretend CNC machine? What's up, Gil? How you doing? Emergency stops are only for people that program things incorrectly. Don't listen to this advice. Yeah, Adder's right about that. Don't listen to that. But yeah, seriously, be careful, Pineapple. I don't do audio stuff, but I have an AT2020 XLR and the Euphoria UMC 202 HD. I want a hot swappable router versus laser, but lasers are like $200 minimum. Bro, just like both of those things that you're talking about can like alter your life permanently if you make a mistake.
I wanted a laser so bad for so long, but I'm so scared of blinding myself that I've never actually done it. Yep.
You can literally blind yourself off of a reflection that you don't even perceive.
And there's nothing you'll ever be able to do about it. Like, I don't know. I understand there's glasses and you can be safe and you can do all of the things, but it just scares me so goddamn much that I don't know if I'll ever do it.
Dude, even with glasses, you can make a mistake and still blind yourself.
Or somebody just like walks into the room and doesn't know or something. Like, I don't know. There's just so many things that can go wrong. It really scares me.
Like the spot of light on a surface, if you look at that, that can blind you.
I definitely know Styropyro. Absolutely. Yep. Vince, I've showed you Styropyro. He's like the guy who has like 500 car batteries connected together in the woods at his cabin. Yeah,
that shit's cool. Just grow your own laser crystals. They don't work that way, Turning Cog. I think lasers usually use gas. There might be other stuff now, but
these days, you're getting a fucking CO2 laser is generally what you're using at your house.
Tony, Jeremy's asking, does Unreal use MIDI to control knobs and sliders?
You can use MIDI in Unreal, yeah, for sure. There's like, I don't know if I have too many things in here right now, but you can kind of have like, here's my audio stuff in here. Like, just as an example, here's like what like a footstep sound can look like. So you can see here, these are all just like waves basically on the left side. I can try to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. Hold on. 1.6. Okay. We just have waves along the left here. These are all footstep hits, so they're very short little waveform things here. I can even open these up, and UE5.8 has like a waveform editor that you'd be able to see it here. We're in 5.7 here though. But yeah, so what it's doing here is when we take a step, these are for like little shuffles. These are for walking and running, jumping and landing. And what it'll do is it'll randomly select one of these samples so that we're not playing the same sample over and over, of course. And it does a little bit of modulation on it, pitch adjustment, volume adjustment, just to make them so, again, even if you're playing the same sound, it doesn't sound exactly the same every time. And then just based on the type, the switch is happening here. But this system, and the reason I brought this up is this kind of just works like modular synths to some extent. So I don't know if there's a way for me to put MIDI directly in here, but theoretically the idea would be that you could sample MIDI somewhere towards the beginning of this, and then I could drive it through. We got oscillators, we got I think there's compressors. I don't have a lot of the stuff turned on in this project, but kind of all of that modulator, mixer, loopers, envelope makers, delays. Like you can kind of get to a point where you can like build a synth in here and then drive it from the gameplay, or you could drive the MIDI from the gameplay into here. Like so many different things. We've really barely messed with the system a lot, but I think about it a lot, and someday we'll probably try to do something pretty cool with it.
Let's see. I was just looking up Pineapple. You were saying you wanted to use lasers to cut glass. Also, just to clarify for you guys, laser is all capital letters and it's LASER. It's an acronym. Just wanted to make sure you guys know it's not spelled with a Z. It's not lowercase. It's like radar is all capitals. But so Pineapple, I think it's really dangerous to cut glass with a laser.
I think you're saying like you need a special
real dangerous. So I don't think you should go that way. You should use like a different material to cut it. You want to etch it with a laser? Same shit. It's just less powerful because you're burning, you're breaking parts of the silicon there in the glass. You're just not cutting all the way through, right? So let's see. Glass cutting lasers are often CO2. They emit high energy infrared light. So you need UV blocking glasses for sure. Fumes, though, are also a very real concern, and particulates as the melting or burning glass off gases. That's very dangerous. The laser is going to be powerful enough to start fires. If the glass shatters in an explosive way, that's very dangerous. I mean, like, dude, like, I know you want to experiment with shit, Pineapple, but that seems really dangerous. I would suggest mechanically cutting glass instead of using a laser.
Yeah, so what are these little... What's the two different lights up here? Is one high beam and one low beam?
Yep, and one's a signal indicator.
Oh, yeah, that out here, of course. I'm probably good just setting it up like this, though, right?
Yeah,
for our purposes.
Fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
I think the most important part is how it looks. So, like, just eyeball it for now, and then we have to like play test it and see if the light's coming off well, because it might need to be angled down a little bit more. But having it like straight up might deliver a good effect right into the camera. Yeah. Bro, why are they red? What?
What's what red?
The headlamp reflectors.
Oh, they're highlighted in the...
Oh, okay. I was like, that's crazy.
I'm going to be right back.
Glass was just an idea. Probably not going to do it anyways. Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of all the risks. It's fun, but like you're getting into very dangerous territory. Shit, Tony just walked away. Sorry, Gil. I did want to bring up the UE6 stuff. Talk about verse and BP deprecation and stuff like that, because that was something we were talking about like pretty extensively yesterday. 560S's. You guys are talking about headphone reference, whatever the fuck headphones. UE5 has MIDI DMX and Blackmagic plugins. I've shifted to primary monitors for that reason. It's either gaming focused headsets or dedicated sub for lows. I love my Sens, but they're always have a little bit left to be desired in full range. The Z makes it extreme. I mean, I'm glad you guys are having fun. From what I've seen, you put this liquid thing on top of the glass, absorbs the thermal, then etches it. We just set up a lot of ventilation for soldering in a 3D printer. Are you doing resin printer or the other stuff that's like melted plastic? Because resin for UV baking, you absolutely must be concerned with the toxic off-gassing. It's very dangerous. Yeah, and look at what Adder said. I've had glass explode and embed in my arm after it passed through a plexiglass shield. So yeah, I would just don't do it, Pineapple. You need a lot more knowledge. Fire extinguisher is definitely really important, no matter what you're doing. Even if you don't go down this, rabbit hole trying to build this CNC machine. CNC machine is also very dangerous, period. Even like a well-made, engineered, very expensive, tens of thousands of dollars machine, super fucking dangerous. Water pressure to cut the glass. I think that's actually better burnout. It's a lot safer. And I'm pretty sure it uses a slurry. It's not straight water. I think it uses like ceramic particles in there or something like that. It's not just water. What if we powered data centers with pee instead of water? Bright side, data centers aren't powered with water. Unless we're talking about like a hydroelectric dam that is powering a data center, which is actually very green. Because you could like... good. Okay, Tony, you're back. Gil asked a question about Unreal.
Okay.
He just wanted to know like what our take was on UE6 with verse, BP deprecation, and stuff like that. We were talking about that yesterday, so I figured it'd be good to open that up.
If you go on our Discord in the game dev channel, I posted this blog by Stephen Ulibarri, who I'm sure most of you know in here. He's like a really prolific like class and tutorial maker, especially on like the C++ side of things. But he released a pretty lengthy blog post, and I'm not gonna like read the whole thing to you or anything, but I wanted to point it out to you guys because I do think this is like one of the better takes on the entire situation that I've read so far, and I think it explains a lot of it better than I've heard a lot of people explain it. And if you're not sure how to feel about it, or you just want to hear some other people opinions on it, and people whose opinions I think you should listen to. There's a lot of people talking about this who I kind of believe probably don't have the background required to form the opinions that they have. But let me get down to the part that I wanted to talk about. So let's see. He says a lot of the fears in the community are a bit misguided. He's not happy with what's happening, but if he's being completely honest with you, if I'm being completely honest with you, I don't like a lot of the news I heard on the 17th, but there are some things I did like and some things I'm very much looking forward to. So for those of you who've asked me what I think, he kind of talks about AI. He says enabling the MCP server is an option. You don't have to vibe code. You control the buttons you push type stuff. He says, I personally don't think vibe coding works the way many think it does. It produces shit code if you don't know what you're doing. It uses a massive amount of tokens, which costs money to perform many tasks that would be faster by hand if you know how. It takes skill to use AI to accelerate your workflow, and inexperienced users are going to be very frustrated. So, that's all I'm going to say about the AI stuff. And then he talks about like blueprints and the actors in Verse. And he says, you can use UE6 when it comes out and still use actors and blueprints. Sure, they'll be deprecated, but deprecated doesn't mean removed. They will exist in the first versions of the engine. We have official Epic verification of that. Just because a new version of the engine comes out doesn't mean that you have to upgrade to it. Sure, you'll be working with deprecated text. There might be a little yellow warning sign somewhere. It doesn't mean you can't use it. Cascade was deprecated in UE 5.0. Still exists to this day, and they think it'll probably make it into UE6 actually. You can abandon Unreal altogether and switch to another engine like Unity or Godot, or you could leave game dev far behind and pick up bobsledding. So, and then the last thing he says are, now hear me out, you can learn Verse. And if you don't like any of those options, well, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. So all I can say is I'm not the one who made these decisions. All I can do is deal with them. And then this is the part that I thought was good. He says, so what am I doing? Well, for one, Unreal Engine 6 isn't here yet. We talked about this last week. We have Unreal Engine 5.8. UE6 proper is at least 3 years away, and UE 5.8 is a fantastic engine. Just because we were shown a new and shiny thing doesn't mean that doesn't make what we have any less good. Before the 17th, we were working with the world's most cutting-edge engine, and we were loving it. And then we were shown its successor 3 years early, and we were suddenly ready to throw it in the trash. I'm still using UE 5.8. In fact, I'm doing so happily because when UE6 comes out, I'll be familiar with UE5. Yes, I know the engine will be different and all the stuff I did with actors and blueprints will be deprecated. Well, yeah, but I'm still a game developer. I'm still a programmer. I'll be learning something new, but so will the rest of the world. And believe me, it's not the end of the world. All tech jobs require constant learning. I think this is what we said last week too. Yep. Even in UE4 and UE5, we're constantly learning new systems and frameworks Epic continues to develop. That's not going to change. If you think you can spend 2 years learning and then just do your job for the rest of your life, I've got news for you. The tech world doesn't work like that. And then this is the last thing I'm going to read. It says, Verse isn't the end of the world. By the way, I've been learning Verse and UEFN since Verse came out in 2023. Most people aren't doing that because they have no desire to download and learn how to make Fortnite islands. Well, neither do I really, but Verse is the scripting system for UEFN, so currently it's the only way to actually get experience coding in it. It's also the best way to test out all the new features we'll be seeing in UE6, including the whole scene graph system, which is much more powerful and versatile than the actor-based system. So, again, you can read this whole thing. It's pretty long. Talks about a lot of stuff. But if you don't totally understand what people are talking about with the UE6, or you kind of miss some of the major points or any of that, I think this is really good. And, it definitely lines up kind of with a lot of the things we've been saying. And definitely I agree with pretty much everything he says in here. So,
yeah, I think everyone in our community is probably going to agree with this in this way. So yeah, exactly, Graham. Graham was saying, finally a voice of reason. I was AIBP conversation fatigued within 2 days of the news hearing shit takes. Yeah, man, yep. We are too. And we're not even a part of the conversation. It's the craziest part. I think especially here on Twitch, people are crashing the fuck out over UE6 and 5.8. What was it? MD some shit, Tony? What, MCP?
MCP, yeah.
Yeah, they're freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, guys, why is everyone freaking out? Just calm the fuck down. UE6 and UE5.8. That's what they're freaking out about, Claw. Yep. AI bad burnout. That's why. AI bad. Also, I'll just stay on UE5.5. I mean, you can do that, Pineapple. That's totally fine. There's literally not guys, you don't have to go to the latest version of the engine. You really do not have to do that. When you're making a game, especially, depending on how far along you are, you really don't want to change versions. The version that you pick to start a project is more important than the version you ship a project with, if that makes sense. So it's a big consideration. Like, if you have a project in flight and you're trying to upgrade to a brand new like .x version of Unreal for a project that you're already building, you're taking a big risk in velocity. So it could take weeks, days, weeks, months to truly understand the differences between the engine versions and how that's impacted your project. So you're like redoing a whole set of QA, you're redoing a whole set of designs. Things that worked in the previous version probably aren't going to work in the new version. You have to re-engineer things to make them work in the new version. So it's not like a light consideration. So just remember that if you guys are working on a thing and you've been working on it for a while, you don't need to go to 5.8. You don't need to go to 6. If you want to build a new thing and see what the features are in 5.8 or 6, do it. It's fun. Like, check out the new stuff. It might help you figure out how to make a thing you've been thinking about forever, and it was just really hard to do, and you weren't sure if you could support the thing that you were trying to build, but it's just native in the new version. And then you're like, okay, sweet. We got a great place to start from here. Adder said, I pretty much immediately dropped local MCP integration. I kept it around for light tasks with a lot of context, but otherwise it just chugs through tokens for the most basic of tasks. Graham says, I need that on a macro key. You don't have to change engines. For a commercial project, it's actually a business risk. Yup. Sounds like you've done this before, Graham. This is probably great for Epic, and we may actually get better engines, assuming you even need to change it all, because it will likely combine teams to work on one engine. I mean, I think that's the worry about the future. Adder is concerned that we're not necessarily going to get updates to Unreal for like a couple of years, maybe. I was trying to understand what you were saying the other day about that, Adder.
They talked about how UE 5.8 might be the last 5 major version that they do. They might do 5.9, but like
6 is probably 2 years away, right?
Yeah, so we might go like 2 to 3 years with like the version of the engine that we have now gets some fixes and updates and stability and whatnot, but no other major new stuff like we've been getting.
Yeah, exactly, Claw. You got a good take on it. You know how your tool works. You're using it. You would need something like revolutionary for your workflow to want to change versions. Totally valid. Absolutely. Adder was saying he was initially on the hate UE6 train, but he's come around. I can see the benefits of Verse, but like Vince said, 5.8 being last production ready version for 2 to 3 years is the only thing that I'm actually worried about. Yeah, I think that's totally fair. Because that could mean that something that's busted in 5.8 that you're like really hoping that they update isn't going to get updated, and fixed because they're working on 6. You want to try UEFN, Tony?
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, just like to see. We need to like sit down and come up with a little game concept that we could do in like maybe 2 hours and see how it is. But like, I don't know, might be enlightening for ourselves and other people. Okay, good, Pineapple. Be safe. Also, enjoy your lunch. They left the door open to do a 5.9. Yeah, that's true, Graham. But I mean, they also don't have to do a 5.9. Be like Notch, make your own engine. Okay, that's actually a very real thing nowadays with AI tools. With AI tools, you could literally just roll your own solution. And when you do that, you have the benefit of slimming it down to only do the things you need. Unreal is very robust. Unity, Godot, all of them do so many things because they're made for really any kind of game you want to make. If you're like, I'm only making an FPS, you can make an engine that is really good at only doing FPS, and it'll be much higher, like it'll be potentially more performant because you don't have all these things under the hood that it has to say like turn off and don't do all this other stuff. Like there's a lot of reasons why you would potentially want to make your own engine. You also get a distinct game feel, which is why
You know, a Bungie shooter, rip Bungie, but a Bungie shooter feels like a Bungie shooter, and that no other shooter feels that way. It's because they built their own engine to have a specific game feel. That's why like Bethesda games feel like Bethesda games, because they use their own engine. It's all that shit. That's why Unreal games can feel like Unreal games. $5 meg game. That's what we've done, which is why we have version 5.569. Wait, what do you mean, Graham? You're probably responding to something I said, or maybe it was something Tony said, but you know, I just read the words on the screen, man. I try to stay coherent while doing that. Specializing the engine, got you. So you made your .69 version, right? But you're using out of the box 5.5, and then you've modified it with your .69 version tools or whatever. Yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah, exactly. And that's totally an option too. You don't have to build a whole engine from scratch. You can take an engine version you're really familiar with and then modify it, which that's also something really common too that bigger studios will do. So like that was a conversation for a long time on Destiny when I was there, was like, do we just move to Unreal and heavily modify Unreal instead of using the in-house tools, because the in-house tools have like a decade plus of tech debt that don't do things well, and rebuilding it is essentially making a brand new engine? That was a real conversation inside the studio when I was there. Oh wait, is day 6.9? It is. I will backport from 5.8 when it's stable. Anything fun like Mesh Train. Nice. Yeah, see, yeah, Graham's been doing this for a while. Graham knows the fucking whole game. I agree, Adder. I could see 5.9 being an update that they have like in the pipe, and they just don't want to announce it yet because for marketing and for like, you know, acquisition deal purposes and all that, they want to talk about big shiny new Unreal 6. So I think we just there's a lot of knee-jerk reactions going on online about Unreal, and I think that's the problem. Information just travels too fast. We've got to be like, okay, cool. And, you know, everyone has to comment on stuff. Everyone has this like need to be like, here's my opinion and my take. And, you know, outrage posting is the thing that gets the most engagement, one way or the other, because it's contentious. So people will either argue or support it, and then they'll argue with each other. And that is really good for, you know, social media and content creation and shit like that. So I think that's why we're feeling fatigue from it. I mean, it's not unique to game dev or Unreal Engine. It's just that's online, you know, culture nowadays. It's fucking horrible. This is why I tell you guys, like, get off of social media. I say that, and we're on social media right now. But what I mean is, watch the Fractal Grove show on Wednesdays and Thursdays for 4 hours total, and then just don't get on social media. It's super bad for you. Graham's dad worked at Blizzard. Oh, really? Nice, dude. My dad worked at Nintendo. Yeah, 2 to 3 years is a long time, and they don't really need to be in a rush. Can take some time to nail it. Yeah. Second gen Blizzard employee child. That's definitely not true. I mean, neither was mine. My dad's a naval aviator. He flies airplanes for, you know, had a military career and like continues to fly airplanes and train pilots. So LFQ is Nintendo. Oh shit. That's crazy. How you're actually Nintendo? You're like all of it? That's amazing. Burnout said my dad worked at Palantir. Gil says Monty Python's Argument Clinic sketches today's social media. Yes, it is. Holy shit. It really is. Like, think about it like this, guys. Before social media, people would get in arguments with their friends, coworkers, and neighbors, which is an entirely different relationship. When you're online and you're arguing with a stranger, it is wildly unhealthy for both people. It's not good. And it's super bad for people who aren't even a part of the conversation, witnessing the conversation. All it's fake. It's not real. And it's just, it fucks you up in the head. It's not good. Wait. Claw said, Graham convinced me to buy Ashes of Creation. Good guy. Your dad is Blizzard Software? Burnout. Yeah, exactly. On site. Ashes of Creation was a slow motion plane crash that I'm surprised wasn't that big of a news story. I mean, dude, that's the problem that I was saying, Adder, is like social media is the news now, which is gross. But yeah, the Ashes of Creation outrage was like surrounded by so many other kinds of outrage that people wanted to engage with more, so it just vanished. Not a single one of my friends, coworkers, and neighbors even know what Unreal Engine is. Yeah, same, Claw. Like that's the weird thing for me. Like most of the people I talk to throughout daily life have no idea what game dev is. They don't know what engines are. A friend of mine who's a chef was hanging out yesterday, and I was showing him like what our workflows are, like what this workstation is, showing him Dread and like talking to him about it and showing him how to make changes and like how to play the game and go through all this. And he was like, this is fucking crazy. And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's like a whole thing, you know, like it's a whole different thing. And he's like, I don't even know where I would start. And I'm like, yeah, most people don't. I was like, this is the part of my life that like, you know, none of my oldest friends understand. None of my family understands it. I just show them something. They're like, wow, that's cool. And I'm like, yep, thanks. Every argument today invokes the Godwin law. What's the Godwin law? Jerry Springer IRL? Yes, it is. Claw says pay $200 to help test our game. Yeah, that's a huge red flag, dude. What's up, Mocap? How you doing? My girlfriend used Unreal Engine once, and she regrets it every day. She's got PTSD from like launching the editor. I don't know what is more gross: actual modern legacy cable news or watching a legacy news social media post on TikTok. Dude, both are disgusting. Actually, Adder, AM radio is kind of based, dude. Like for real, it's like. Because no one's listening to it, the quality has to be much higher on AM radio for anyone to like even want to try to check it out. Friends don't let friends download Unreal. I disagree, Claw. I think if you want to make movies, make games, you know, any like really, there's so many use cases for like digital content, digital art creation using Unreal. I know you're memeing, but I'm just saying. AM radio is the same 5 Ella Langley songs. Dude, Burnout. So when I was, I want to say this is like when I was in high school or like just after high school, there was a radio station in the Denver area called The Peak, and they used to play like alternative rock, and they were purchased by some other governing company, and they gutted the whole station, fired all the staff, and they were redoing formatting and stuff like that. So for a week straight, that station only played Garth Brooks' Thunder Rolls on repeat for a week straight. I'm not going to lie, I definitely tuned in. I'd be like, you know what I want to hear? Some Thunder Rolls. And I'd just flip over to The Peak, and it would be like, in the Thunder Rolls. And I was like, fuck yes, dude, let's go. As soon as it ended, start it again. Graham says, Tony, that screenshot optimization is interesting. Is the screenshot resolution something specifically implemented by the 5.8 MCP?
Yeah, I responded. I said,
oh, my bad.
Yeah, it like screenshots the viewport in the engine, so you don't have a lot of control over that screenshot tool as far as I can tell. I was trying to figure out, because like I have a 4K monitor, and I kind of assumed at a point that when it takes a screenshot of my giant fucking monitor, one, that file is like bigger and takes longer to compress, and also when it's compressed, I think it generally is probably pretty hard to actually see anything that's going on in it. So that was one aspect of it that I'm not even really sure what to do about, but it might or might not be a thing. But since it's using the internal tool, the screenshot size is actually like pretty standard no matter what size resolution you're operating at, but it's always like a 5 megabyte PNG or whatever, and that has to then be uploaded to the LLM, and then they have to compress it, and then they have to look at it, and if you do it for them first, then it saves you quite a bit of time.
Mocap, I saw you say that you heard rumblings, blah blah blah. you're good, but you're bummed out about UE6 stuff. So I think you showed up right after Tony read the Stephen Ulibarri blog post or whatever. You should go check that out. It's in the general game dev channel. Tony shared the link, but go check that out. We talked about it. We're not doomer posting or anything like that about Unreal. A lot of people in chat aren't either. Yeah, I think it's a very sober take.
It's not all like, you know, don't be worried about UE6, but it's like,
yeah,
here's maybe a better way to think about the whole thing, and, you know, some more realistic things to focus on, like the fact that it's not even going to be here for 3 years and stuff like that. So,
and the times they are a changing, you know.
Yeah, we're happy to keep talking about it too, but I would definitely recommend checking that out. I think it definitely explains it in the way that I've kind of been understanding it. So.
Burnout, that's pretty funny that your sister listens to this DJ and that pauses the song every 30 seconds to say something. That would be so fucking annoying. But I'm an old man, so. I haven't looked at 5.8, so just went straight to making one for 5.5 because we wanted to handle profiling automatically. Okay, sweet.
The thing I figured out with the MCP last week too, and I've been talking to Adder about this a lot, and he kind of mentioned, you know, his thoughts on it right now is like, there was already Unreal MCPs that people had made on the market, and it kind of seems like those might even work better, especially at this point because they're a little more mature. And I've just really been reframing my approach on it to be more about like its ability to know things about what's going on in the engine and understand things about your project, as opposed to actually like moving the mouse and putting the stuff in and like making the art. Like we always talk about, it's like we don't want to automate away making art. That's the entire reason that we're here. But we do want to automate away the tedious, annoying stuff for like, you know, gain new knowledge and be able to do things that we weren't able to do before. And I do think that MCP stuff is gonna probably end up being a lot more useful in terms of like, help me diagnose this problem or help me make my, you know, post-process lighting more, you know, correct via the numbers that the engine is spitting out, and, you know, XYZ. And anything outside of that, yeah, I mean, you tell it to like build you a castle or something, it's going to take like 45 minutes to eat your entire AI subscription and probably not even look that good at the end of the day.
I really like Graham.
Maybe mocap is going bobsledding with Sanka. All right, nice.
I like Claw and Graham's takes here. Honestly, Doom Post. Less indie devs means less competition for me. Graham says so many people are jumping ship from UE and it's so dumb. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you guys. I mean, I think that's a funny take. You know, we want to try to help people here. So like, I would be like, don't jump. Like, that's crazy. But you guys are absolutely valid for that. Like, if someone decides to be like, I'm mad about UE, and they stop what they're doing and switch engines in the middle of their project, that is a crazy move. That is a crazy move. You're essentially starting over. For what?
We talked about this a little bit yesterday, and the ironic part of the conversation is if somebody wanted to do that because they're kind of upset about all the AI stuff, they obviously wouldn't do this, but it probably wouldn't be that difficult to say like switch from Unreal to Unity if you wanted to use an AI to you know, help you convert everything over. But that person who's upset about that probably isn't going to do that. So probably wouldn't be the best decision for them. I don't know.
So Claw, I know you're joking about saying you're switching to board game development. I just want to say, like, real talk. I know people who developed board games and worked in that industry forever, and the margins are so fucking razor thin. It's not worth it. You need to have pre-existing relationships with publishers who can build, you know, do the printing for you and do all the box materials and that shit. It's very, very expensive. You make such a small amount of money. Like, tabletop gaming design is all for the love of the game. And I've seen people go like, I don't like video games, I like tabletop gaming, I'm gonna get into that and it's gonna be cool. And I'm like, that's a bad idea. It's just such a bad idea. I mean, if you're already independently wealthy and you want to do it, fuck, have fun, man. Go for it. If you're not, and you think this is how you're gonna break into something and make a lot of money, your chances are even smaller than making a video game.
Oh my God, Graham says, I saw someone convert their entire year plus multi-person projects to Unity and cited the way UE treats its devs as the reason. That's so
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Oh my
That is
God.
how they're hurting their devs by doing that. That's so crazy.
Like we said, stick it to the man by shooting yourself in the foot. That
Exactly.
doesn't make any sense. Yep.
Burnout says he's going to switch over to solely deving games to run on the Texas Instruments TI Inspire 2. That's not a bad idea.
I mean,
Yeah,
you could probably
man.
sell those to school kids, you know.
Yeah, but they're not going to buy them. They're just going to download them for free.
That's true. Yep.
Adder says, I made board games for a minute. Rip Alan Emmerich the GOAT, but it was definitely only for the love of the game. I didn't make a dime despite solid sale numbers. Yep. There's literally no money in it. You're going to break even or make just barely any money to survive. Like it's just crazy. And this is another thing to remember, guys. Like breaking even isn't success. That's dodging failure outright. But it is a failure, a loose failure. Just means you can try to do it again. But if you haven't factored in like paying yourself with breaking even, you're in some trouble because now you can't pay your bills, you can't eat food. Let's see. Oh yeah, more supply and demand too. Gen Con has like 70,000 attendees. I've never been starved of board games or TCG. Yeah, totally. Yeah, Gen Con is huge. I mean, even PAX has like a pretty robust tabletop gaming thing. And jumping from UE to Unity is delusional. You guys are so great. I love all this discourse that's hating on Unity. Because I've shipped games in Unity and in Unreal, and Unreal is far better. Far, far, far better.
There's like a really famous blog post that's more just about like general programming, but it gets passed around for my entire career so far. But it's basically just like this lengthy explanation about why you should never, ever, ever, ever rebuild a programming project that has like made it a distance into the project, no matter how strongly you feel like, you know, you fucked up and made the wrong decisions along the way or something. Like across the history of time, it's basically never been the right decision.
Yep.
And as devs, it's like, I don't know, everybody wants to do it constantly. You always learn a new thing and you're like, wow, this is so much better than the thing I was doing before. And it's a trap. It sucks, but it's true.
Game dev is an industry that evolves so fast, no matter what your discipline is. A big part of being a successful game dev is being agile and adjusting to the new tools. I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like for an artist, there was a time before ZBrush existed. And when ZBrush came out, I was in college and everybody had to learn ZBrush immediately. Even though we were learning Max, it was like, you got to learn ZBrush now. And I was just like, well, this fucking sucks. Like, I don't want to do this job. This is really hard. I like what you were saying. Yeah, this is meth head level of reckless. It's like a manic decision. There's zero rational thought put into it. It's like pure emotional response, which is not good for business. You have to be cold and logical when you're doing business stuff. Because you like, what are the stakes? You either succeed or you fail. If you fail, you're starting from square one again, or you're just doing something else. You're going and getting like a different job. Like that's, holy shit, that's hard. Knowing when the juice is worth the squeeze of refactoring is the skill, but switching engines is a whole ass business decision you got to be sure of. Exactly. What? His wife cheated on him with an Unreal dev? Nothing else makes sense? Yeah, where did Unreal hurt you, bro? What's your personal beef with Tim Sweeney? Yeah, it's this shit is crazy for me. Like, I understand why you guys are crashing out. You're safe here. Feel free to vent. We are not those people. We're not crashing out about it. In mocap, I hope we can convert you. Because I know it seems scary, but honestly, this is fine. It's totally fine. Things are changing. You just got to learn some new shit. It'll be okay. It's like them not having taco day in the office canteen, so you can change jobs. You change jobs to spite them because it took away taco day. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's kind of fucked up, dude. You can't take away taco day, bro. That's when the peasants revolt, you know? You got to keep them distracted with tacos and circuses. Burnout says, my husband is in a relationship with tongue to her from Fortnite, bro. What the fuck? Taco Day is serious business, apparently. It absolutely is in North America, dude. Tacos are fucking legit here. Tacos probably like top 5 food choices, I would say. Good tacos are hard to rival. Like, good fucking tacos are they're crazy. It's crazy how good they are. Yeah, Adder totally agrees. You don't fuck with Taco Day. Tacos number 2 for you? I can see that. I think that's fair. Chips and salsa? See, I would say the only thing that beats tacos is barbecue. Yeah, when I say tacos, I'm not talking about Taco Bell. I need to be very clear here. Taco Bell is its own thing. Taco Bell is not Mexican food. I know that's very strange for people who aren't from, North America, and it seems like all the same shit. It is not. Taco Bell is its own thing. I think it's delicious still. I like Taco Bell, but I'm not going to say Taco Bell is Mexican food. It very much isn't. Gil says, I kind of expect trying verse out. The only turnoff of C++ I have is literally having non-UE IDE editing tool. Yeah, so Gil, we're going to possibly look at it tomorrow. I don't know what your hours are like. It's late for you, because I think it's late for you now. Or maybe it's like early morning for you when we go live on Thursdays. But if you want to see, I think Tony's going to hop in there and just poke around and see what like verse is like in UEFN. So... if you want to come around tomorrow, you could get, you could benefit from our discovery and mistakes, right?
Yeah, tomorrow or next Wednesday, worst case. So
yeah, totally. LFQ never had Taco Bell. I think that's okay, man. I don't think Taco Bell is like a necessity. It's like a very American thing. It's like a guilty pleasure. But if you grow up and you've eaten Taco Bell, it's like, chicken nuggets, right? Like it's kind of that deal. It falls into the same category. There's like a lot of nostalgia that really makes you enjoy Taco Bell, at least for me. Yeah, it's good. It's 10:20 p.m. here. Wait, 2020? That's not 10. That's 8. Is that 8? Guys, I don't do math. I want to try Texas barbecue so bad. I get so many shorts of the slow cooked briskets. Yeah, Graham, Texas barbecue is fantastic. But so this is the other thing you got to know about barbecue is that barbecue is regional. Texas barbecue is not the same as other types of barbecue. There are many kinds in the United States. But all of it is fucking delicious. So good barbecue is incredible. A burnout, do not even start by talking shit about Texas barbecue. That's fucking crazy, dude. Taco Bell breakfast only exists in America and is probably the only thing I miss. Wait, Mocap, I thought you were in the US. Did you left, yeah? I didn't know this. Also, you don't have to talk about your personal life if you don't want to. It's totally fine. No, I got you, Gil. I'm okay with a 24-hour clock. It is earlier for me today, I didn't sleep very much last night, so math eludes me often. I just learned tri-tip is a California thing. Canada, we have 3 Taco Bells? Damn, bro. Come back to your motherland, Mocap. Yeah. I'm just trying to say Texas barbecue ain't all barbecue. Okay, that's fine. That is fine, Burnout. And if you're like, I prefer St. Louis barbecue over Texas barbecue, totally fine. I support that. But if you were about to say that Texas barbecue is bad, I was going to fucking lose my shit, dude. Yeah, exactly, Gil. I just love every barbecue. Yeah, that's perfect. St. Louis, Central Texas, East Texas, and Southern Georgia region are your big barbecue region styling. Yes. Brisket tacos, dude. Okay, so my favorite taco is like kimchi bulgogi taco. So like Korean taco is fucking amazing. Or like a Baja style fish taco is also really good. That's usually with a flour tortilla. Corn tortilla, I like carne asada. Carnitas are okay. Depends on the place that you get the carnitas from, because carnitas can be good or bad. And then I really like al pastor, but those are kind of my go-tos. Carne asada and carnitas. California Mexican food versus Texas, different, dude. They're different. Also, Burnout, Texas Mexican food includes Tex-Mex, which is closer to Taco Bell, but isn't Mexican food. It's still very good. The president of Mexico shouted at a taco restaurant in Redwood City? That's crazy. No way. Oh, man. Wait. Imagine slow smoked Texas barbecue brisket banh mi. Fuck, dude. Yes. I was born in the wrong country considering my love of barbecue. That's true, Graham. Wait. Can you barbecue in UK? Probably not in the same way we do. Can you just leave like a fucking grill outside for 8 hours, like smoking a brisket? There's got to be some kind of UK regulation against that for health and safety. Yeah, that's what I think. He goes, not really. Yeah, dude, that makes me sad. Baja style Mexican food is greater than all. Guadalajara is close number 2. I like Oaxacan too. Tex-Mex is its own category. SoCal Mexican food has fallen off hard. We were out visiting family in SoCal earlier this year. I was disappointed in most options. Damn, that sucks. Oh yeah, that's right. I did. I think I didn't. I have a brisket banh mi too. Yeah, that shit was so good, dude. Anem was awesome. That shit would get stolen before it got reported, dude. That's crazy. I'm assuming you're in a city, Graham. You're not in the country. Dude, my local town, they are closing a barbecue spot because of the smoke. The neighbors were complaining. That sucks. That really sucks. That's so stupid. They were complaining about delicious smelling food all the time. Yeah, dead center of the city. That makes sense. Oh, yeah. They would definitely not let you barbecue in the dead center of the city. Especially if you're in like an apartment complex.
No, I feel like a city barbecue place has a location outside the city where they're doing all the cooking and then they're taking it to the restaurant.
I think I was talking about like Graham maybe doing his own barbecue in like a UK large city. There's no way they're gonna let him do that.
Yeah.
Oh, they'd hate Texas. Like 5 different houses on my street are smoking food most days. Yeah, dude, I love that smell. Do you get a lot of mesquite smoke out there, Adder? I feel like mesquite smoking was like a Gulf Coast thing. Burnout says, I'm bummed where I'm at in NorCal. Grew up in 95% Mexican farming town, so I miss the good shit. Yeah, man. What's up, Pineapple? A lot of mesquite or oak. Yeah. They'll break into the foyer and steal bikes chained to the railings in here. If you had a smoker outside, you've done half the job for them. Oh my God, Graham. Graham, come to the U.S. Just we'll take you, bro. Come on in. You can be an American. Get you some barbecue. You can move to Texas, dude. You want to? Hell yeah. Fake hippies from Sebastopol can't stand the smell of meat. Have a meeting, but dropping in to say, hey, yo. What's up, Omni? How you doing, bro? How's Steve doing? I will live off a barbecue, no problem. Okay, Graham, I have to warn you, if you eat too much barbecue, you get what is called mud butt. You don't want mud butt. You got to balance it. You need some starches and some other stuff. There's a lot of fat in barbecue, and your gut has to get used to it. Otherwise, you'd be sharting your pants all day. World Cup still happening? What do you mean? Yeah, it's not over. Hey, I know, Graham. It's alarming. That is a truth of barbecue that no one tells you about, especially ribs. Get the mud butt, dude. You have bathroom emergencies, you gotta just run, dude. It's fucking over. Best thing about moving to Texas is car and what do you mean Hun culture? Like hunting culture? Barbecuing on your list for moving to Texas? Why not, dude? That's crazy. Barbecue is amazing in Texas. It is worth it, Graham. Honestly, it is worth it. Like we went to when we were out in Austin, we went to Terry Black's, which is like a really good barbecue place. I thought it was a little overhyped. It was just too busy. If it were smaller still, I would have been like, yeah, this is perfect. So it was expensive and there were a lot of people there. But I mean, probably 45 minutes to an hour afterward, my gut was quite upset. But it was delicious. It was really, really good. Oh, car and gun culture. Yeah. Oh yeah, Texas is also really, really hot, Graham. It kind of doesn't matter where you are. It gets very hot. I agree, Adder. I also love Texas. You don't care for barbecue sauce? I mean, there are many, 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 many kinds of barbecue sauce, Pineapple. Yeah, hell yeah, Adder. I'd be super down. We're talking about doing some more traveling. I think we want to do a little more traveling and then get like a puppy and a kitten and probably settle down a little bit. But we were actually considering taking like a trip to UK and just working from UK for like 10 days or something. So if you guys, if you English bros have any suggestions about like a chill place that's kind of in the countryside or like countryside adjacent, we have no desire to be, at least I have no desire to be like in a proper city with all the problems that entails. Like London is fine to visit, but I wouldn't want to be like living in London for 10 days working. So somewhere that is like a bit of the English countryside with a nice village that's kind of medium sized, where we can get good internet connections would be really cool. Pineapple, that is in Asia. That's not Europe. Parish Barbecue and Intergalactic Barbecue are where it's at. Fuck yeah, dude. I have a concert coming up in Texas, but I don't know if I want to spend over $1,000 to get there. Burnout, we are definitely getting a puppy and a kitten. I've got a couple, recommendations on some places to try to source a puppy. So I need to meet these people, see if they're like actually, good with dogs and stuff, and if the dogs are taken care of and all that. Spent a couple of weeks in the Cotswolds and had a great time relaxing, not too far from London for airport access. Burnout.
Cotswold is what came to mind for me as well. That's like
that's what I was thinking.
The beautiful countryside. Supposedly, we didn't manage to get out there because there was a tube strike when we were there, and we had plans and bought tickets and stuff. But
I want to go to the Cotswolds because I want to check out Clarkson's stuff. His farm is in the Cotswolds. So I want to go to like, Farmer's Dog. Maybe not even like eat there because it's probably fucking crazy and very expensive and super busy because he's huge as a star. But like, I'd like to go by Clarkson's farm, diddly squat and all that and just check the area out. Graham is saying the Cotswolds is about the only good place left. Okay.
We went to Brighton instead, and I thought that was kind of nice, but that's definitely not the countryside.
So Graham, are you saying like Chipping Norton and Chadlington area would be kind of cool to go to, or is that like really, really small, like a proper village, and we probably wouldn't even get, find like an Airbnb or something? Like we probably wouldn't even be able to find one with like high-speed internet. That's the concern, is like finding a place that we could stay with high-speed internet and work from like the countryside, like Chadlington, Chipping Norton. All I know about that is from Clarkson's farm, and that's in the same area. Cotswold's got the village and the countryside vibe. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to be around. Guess you just got to get a Starlink. I don't know if it's going to be fast enough in UK. If you go to Surrey, you can meet my entire extended family. I mean, do they want to meet me, Burnout? Most places except the cities have high-speed internet. That's great.
Yeah, European internet's really good.
Do you know Chadlington? I think it's bigger than Chipping Norton. Yeah, LFQ. No, I honestly like Denmark would be sick. I think we want to just do a little bit of travel. Yeah, get some of that out of our system.
Dude, my wife got invited to be a bridesmaid in a wedding next July, and it's in the Cinderella Castle in Bavaria, Germany.
Oh, okay, that'd be cool.
So supposedly we're doing that, but it's a crazy destination wedding.
I'm trying to remember the name of it. Neuschwanstein. That's it.
Sure. Yeah, totally.
It's
Should
a
be cool,
very
though.
famous castle.
Yeah. But we'll, you know, probably go fuck around in Europe for a couple weeks. So
Hell yeah, dude. If you go on the Autobahn, just don't do like over 100 miles an hour, please, Tony.
I probably won't. Sounds good.
Gil says he loves Denmark. It's amazing. There are a lot of very beautiful castles in Germany and some in Denmark. I mean, I've been to UK, so it'd probably be worth getting into, you know, Denmark area for more of my my roots. You know, we had a 1 gig connection in a Cotswold cottage in the countryside years before the US had it anywhere. Okay, so that's dope. All right. Yeah, okay, so it's definitely doable. I've not been there. London is about as far as I go up, and I'm on the center south coast. I got you, okay. Yeah, no, my wife and I. All of us in chat? No. I'm not taking you guys with me to Europe. I mean, I guess I am. I'm taking you, like, by way of the internet. Oh, I see. Burnout is going for like a contemporary culture joke. I see. I'm tracking. Live 5 minutes from a McDonald's and had to use Starlink. Move to 44 acres, 35 minutes from town, and I have fiber. Yeah. Not over 100, dude. That's cruising speed. I mean, I would be fine doing over 100. Adder, like, yeah, I'm cool with that. I just don't want Tony doing over 100. I need Tony. We all need Tony. What's the covered highway run in Houston? Or is that Dallas? I think it's Dallas, Burnout. If you're talking about like 1320 type shit, I'm pretty sure all of that is Dallas area. Dallas has like a really robust street racing culture, which is good and bad for many reasons. Which is why I'm dying from the 85% humidity and 34C heat wave. What's 34C, bro? 93? That's so, Graham, what you're describing is like a normal Texas, like late spring, early summer. 85% humidity, 34C. It's just like that all the time. Shoot fiber optic cable from your house. Yeah, dude. Spur 366 runs through downtown Dallas. I think that's the one you're thinking of. I think that's the same one, Adder, yeah. Yeah, today's weather at 11 a.m. was the same as the heat wave that Graham is experiencing. Graham, that's why we have AC, yeah. yeah. We have AC because it gets so hot. I know you don't. It's crazy. It's crazy that you guys don't have AC. I mean, to be fair, the weather in UK is pretty mild. I know you guys can get some like hot days, but it's pretty mild. Doesn't necessarily get too hot. Doesn't necessarily get too cold. It's fucking rainy all the time and overcast. I get that, and that can be like a little depressing and tough to deal with. But it's nice. You guys don't have like crazy temperature swings. Pineapple, you can't start an AC shop. I think the AC stuff is like regulated. Like government tells you whether or not you can do AC things. I don't know if that's right, Graham. Is that right? Could you like go buy an AC unit yourself if you wanted to? Or would like someone with the government have an issue with it and your neighbors complain that you've got AC because they're haters? Yeah, exactly, Adder. AC is definitely supposed to be regulated in the US. They just don't do any regulating. So the way that works, what Adder's talking about, is you could just kind of do whatever the fuck you want as long as someone doesn't see it. And it's not an issue until you're trying to sell your house. And then when you're selling your house, then they're like, you can't do it until you fix these things. We don't have to like necessarily, you do have to get permission on some things, but you don't necessarily have to as long as it's inside your house and people can't see it. The cost of electricity would eat you alive over here from running an AC. My electricity costs are quickly approaching my rent. Oh my lord. This is a joke, but y'all should have participated in the Iran stuff then. Could have copped some free oil, bro. you need AC to live in like 65% of the US. I mean, I don't think you need it to live burnout. Like when I lived in Austin, in the 90s, we didn't have AC in a couple places where I lived, and it was fucking miserable, but I survived. Like it was okay, you know? But having AC, like even just having heat is technically conditioning your air. Like if you're modifying the temperature and the humidity and the air inside of your edifice, that's conditioning. Like it's, I don't know. And you can also get a cooling unit that doesn't run off of like a condensed, CFC gas. They make evaporative coolers and stuff like that too. Tony, who were you saying? Technology Connection or whatever?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So that guy makes dishwashers interesting. Dude, dishwashers are actually really interesting to me.
Yeah, and he made a video last week that was like an hour long. That was about ceiling fans, and I learned a lot.
I love a ceiling fan. I really do. We don't even fucking have one in our house. I love the ceiling fan.
Yeah, my house isn't really designed well for ceiling fans, and that's something I learned in this video. Is like if you have the right building design and stuff, like
airflow.
effective. But you need like really tall ceilings and stuff where you can like move the thermal columns around and shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Our ceiling fan and recirculating AC system is dialed. Air always feels fresh. It'll be 6870F in our house and only pay $120 a month for electricity despite 8 PCs and NAS running the welder, 3D printing regularly, garage AC. Dude, you have AC in your garage? That is fucking goated, Adder. Oh, yeah, you do. I remember seeing it. You told me about it. You can cook a steak in a dishwasher? No shit. Gil Sussman says laughing in 40C. Pineapple is, so my office is in our basement, and it is fucking cold. So it's the middle of summer. Or I guess it's the beginning of summer. My phone says 70F. I think it's hotter than that. I just turned on my space heater. It's 67 where I am. 67. Costs have been going up for a while here. It's almost tripled since 6 years ago. Bro, you got to get on that shit, Graham. I basically run a computer, a fridge, freezer, and that's it. Graham, have you seen American, like, refrigerators? Because I've seen Euro ones, and they're all mini fridges. They're like the smallest shit you could ever imagine. We have, like, floor-to-ceiling refrigerators. They're like 7-8 feet tall. Can we just build one big AC for the entire continent? I don't think we possess the knowledge for, like, doing that, Burnout. What are you yelling about, Pineapple? Do it. Do it. Last house I lived in was my first one with AC, not as common in my state. I mean, again, like, your state, Burnout, has pretty mild weather. It's definitely not like Texas. Texas actually needs AC. In some parts of Oklahoma, too. Like, the center of the U.S., really does need AC. Your parents had an American one? It was like half a wall? Yeah, dude, it's crazy. We're just living crazy out here in the U.S., man. Yeah, actually, Tony, I think you're right on that. The closet in the room next to you eats more power than Graham's entire house. Yeah. Why do you need fridges that big? So, LFQ, that's the thing. It's not that we need them. It's that we can have them if we want them. Like, that's the thing in the U.S. It's like, we don't need, super processed fast food, but we have it as an option. And, smart Americans, it's just wasteful. I mean, you try not to be wasteful with it, obviously. Like, it feels bad to waste things. But just having the option is like the American thing. That's it. We just being able to do whatever you want is cool. I live in a loft, large second floor, and there are no AC vents up here, and I'm cooking live. Bought a big aluminum tube and routed it from the vent on the first floor up the stairs in my room. Hell yeah, dude. And yeah, Adder's right, because we can. That's the American way. You need to let it mold in the fridge before you throw it out. I mean, that's true. Ideally, you're not wasting food. Going to the grocery store and like buying your groceries for the week is something not a lot of Americans do because we have so much convenience, and we definitely like go buy shit in bulk from Costco and get like 5 gallons of mayonnaise. You don't fucking need that much mayonnaise.
Speak for yourself.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm saying buy what you want, but you don't need it, you know? You're really living up to your name? Yeah, he is, dude. Burnout's a wild guy, Brightside. They ask us why we like big trucks until you've driven one. Had one, you don't get it. No, that's very real, Burnout.
Real as fuck, dude.
Dude, it's nice having a big truck. You can just turn it into mulch. Better watch your mouth about our Lord and Savior mayo. I like mayo. I'm just saying, you don't need 5 gallons of mayo. You could buy it in the U.S. for sure. You just don't need 5 gallons of mayo. I mean, if you're doing like a big cookout or something, you got to make like 300 deviled eggs. There's not even mayo in deviled eggs. I'm thinking mustard, but you know what I'm saying. Say you're making like a pasta salad for like, an event. Then you could buy a 5-gallon bucket of mayo, and you don't like, you can just go to Costco to get that shit. You don't need to go to like a specialty store, That's the crazy thing about the US LFQ. Literally a 30-degree difference between downstairs and my upstairs. Yeah, Burnout. Mine is like 15 because like I was saying, it's in the 60s in my office. Yeah, 67. And I bet upstairs is probably like 72. And then on the second floor, it's probably like 75 is my guess. So I got about a 10-degree difference. I love my big-ass truck. Deleted diesel truck in Texas is a staple. Fuck yeah, Adder. Compost and grow a garden. You make it in the back of the truck and you grill out of your truck. Yeah, you could do that, dude. We have a hitch mounted barbecue for track events. Fuck yeah, Adder. Yep, I agree with you, Tony. I mean, if I had a bigger garage, I'd get a truck, but I know my wife would not want to drive it. She really doesn't like it.
To be fair, that kind of applies to all vehicles, but
yeah. Well, she's tiny and she doesn't have great eyesight, so like.
That's what I'm saying though. Like at a point, like I don't still need to drive the decision anymore. It's like,
yeah,
she's not gonna drive anyway.
Graham, what's wild to hear? Pulling up with your own barbecue, bro. That's how we do, like when you go to like a social thing with strangers in the US, everyone is like, I don't know you, but we're friends now, let's have a good fucking time together. That's the thing that like Euros experiencing American culture for the World Cup for the first time is like, that's what's blowing their mind. Complete fucking strangers are like, hey, what's up, bro? Yo, you want a hot dog? You want some brisket? You want a fucking beer? Like, here you go. I don't even know you, but have fun, it's a good time. Nice to meet you. And they'll like chat with you for a little bit. Like, that's just how we are. Dudes, it's literally every race car pit stop has a barbecue fired up. Yep. Absolutely. Same, but it's my living room and my room, not the extremities. Super comfy luxury man couches. Friend of the family has a rebuilt fire truck that is a complete barbecue grill. That's awesome, LFQ. That's rare for Europe, right? Especially like Scandinavia. Do you count as Scandinavia? Am I just fucking this up bad for you? Because like I'm an American and I don't understand Europe. But yeah, Pineapple, you're right. Every tailgate you bring something. I'm not super into tailgate culture, but I respect it. I think it's great. No tailgate without your truck. Exactly. Denmark is Scandinavian. Yes. Okay. Thank you, LFQ. I do think Denmark would be really cool. I'd probably be like making stupid ass Hamlet quotes the whole time though. Sitting in the back of an SUV with the trunk open. Yeah, you can do that too. It doesn't hit the same as a truck, honestly. And as much as like a big truck is cool, like I don't need one. That's why I don't have one right now. I won't be the first. I know. Sorry, LFQ. The Swedes fucking love barbecuing and trucks. They also love really fast cars. But most of the Scandinavians I know are race car people. Yeah, dude. Like, Scandinavians are very serious about cars if they're into cars. It's fucking cool, man. They have those crazy snow trucks on 35s. I bet you do, Tony. And Tony, just so you guys don't know this, but Tony be doing that shit like every weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Fills up the truck bed with some mulch or gravel, does some landscaping.
Definitely lately, at least.
Yeah, how's your like landscaping outside the fence coming along? Are you done with that? Are you doing planter boxes and shit?
It's pretty much done. It's like filled with plants, and the gravel was to get the path looking good. I was trying to see if I have a picture of it here, but this is probably the most recent one here. And it has chairs over all the plants because it was going to hail, and I was showing my wife. But yeah, looks like that. I put gravel here on this path.
Yeah, you did that whole setup, right?
Oh yeah, this was like disgusting, busted, dead grass, nothing. I ripped all of it out by hand. I washed all of these rocks. It took me forever. I tilled all of the soil. Like, it was weeks. It took me forever. But yeah, looks good.
It does, man. It's very nice.
Definitely.
Oh snap, Tony big landscaping type dude? Hell yeah, I need to up my landscaping game this fall. We have a blank canvas of a backyard. Yeah, Adder, I think like general home ownership handyman stuff, Tony's probably the most skilled person I know in that department for sure.
My dad is like that, so you know, I just picked up a lot over the years, I guess.
Tony remodeled his entire bathroom and did like custom tile work. Put in did you put in a new shower?
Oh yeah, we gutted that bitch down to the studs across the board. Every single thing, shower, toilet, all of the walls, every single thing is brand new.
Yeah, so me personally, I would not be fucking with that, but I respect it. I think it's very cool.
It took us a lot longer than we expected it to, but it was worth it, and it didn't cost as much as it would have otherwise, and I would go into it the next time with better expectations, I guess.
Tony, you probably have opinions on this. Adder says, what did you use to edge? I need to river pebble a section of our yard for drainage.
Dude, something I've learned doing these projects lately, here's a nice before. I took all the rocks out already, but Home Depot and shit is like a huge ripoff now, and I find myself going to Home Depot and walking around and finding the things that I want and being appalled at their price, and then going on Amazon and finding the same thing for like a tiny fraction of the price, and then leaving and just ordering it from my phone and getting it the next day.
Dude, so, chat is gassing you up right now, Tony.
But
a man's man.
Thank you. But the I just bought some like edging shit on Amazon that like is like plastic and comes in 300 feet for, you know, $20 or something, and that would have been like $200 at Home Depot, but works good. I don't know, it's not like the fanciest shit ever, but I didn't want metal because my sister's dog like almost cut her foot off on a piece of metal edging one time, so we don't do that shit around here.
Burnout said, fuck Home Depot, their wood is dog shit and expensive.
Their wood is super fucking dog shit. That is real as fuck. Okay, here's the bathroom before and after, I guess, while we're talking about it. That's what it used to look like.
Yeah, check this shit out, guys.
And then now it looks like, fuck, I don't know. Like, here's what the shower room looks like. And here's what the mirrors and the vanity and stuff look like. And I gotta put a barn door on it and stuff. Yeah, these are all the befores. It's pretty, you know, standard builder grade shit. And now it's pretty ballin' now, I will say. It is very nice.
Dude, Adder is fucking pogging.
Took a very long time, but legitimately 100% DIY. We didn't hire out a single thing.
Literally like 2 years.
It took about 2 years, but it was mostly just because like...
You weren't working on it every day.
We'd go like 3 months of just like, you want to tile the bathroom this weekend? Like, fuck no. And we just wouldn't do it. And then, you know, eventually we got it done.
Yeah, Tony fucking cut those tiles.
I had to cut every tile. That is why it took so long, because like all of this type of shit, like every single wall is just like more cut tiles than not cut tiles, and like making it all fit together, and like it took so goddamn long. I just had a tile saw set up in my like shower room for 2 years. Yep.
Burnout said it's expensive and easy to make a mistake. Yep. Adder was saying, we edged our front yard planter with rolled raw steel plate, and I love it. I'll probably go with a plastic for the drainage areas. We have clay soil in Texas, and it turns the backyard into a pool. Yeah, I kind of have that in my area, too. Do you have clay over there, Tony?
Definitely in some spots, yeah. Like that back area was like pretty dead before, mostly just because like when I got in there and started trying to till the soil, like one half of it felt like fucking concrete.
Yep.
So it took a while. I had to bust it up, and then we just mulch on top of it, so it doesn't really matter. But
dude, our soil is so bad because we're too close to the front range. So like we've got fucking stones, like big rocks in our shit. So
this is the edging I bought right here. Is like 100 feet. I feel like it was cheaper than this when I bought it, but yeah, worked fine. Definitely nothing special, but this would have cost again like $200 at Home Depot. So
yeah, dude, everyone loves your fucking renovations, man. Burnout wanted a garden tour.
All tomorrow. I'll go take pictures today, so
hell
I can show you guys. But it doesn't look too much different than it did with the chairs.
Burnout, you better be here. LFQ says, guys, my brain is fucked. Stop saying edging.
Oh, Adder, and stuff like that. Like, if you feel confident and you're not like too worried about it, like you get to rent heavy equipment and you get to save like $18,000. Like, fuck yeah, let's go. Like, that's gonna be a good time. Like,
yes, rent the equipment, Adder. It's like, dude, that's so much money. And it's so. Here's the other thing, Adder. I will often, you know, I will hire people because I just don't want to spend my time doing this shit. But dude, I get so micromanagey with like people working on my stuff. I want to make sure they do a good job. So it really depends on the contractor you get. Some contractors crash the fuck out and they do a worse job if you're like telling them, hey, can you just do a little more over here? Like they really don't like that. We just painted our house this week, the exterior. And it was fucking great. Really good company. I liked the contractors. I talked to them often. You know, like it was a very positive experience and relationship. But yeah, very expensive. Not work I would have wanted to do on my own. These guys were super good at it. It was fast. They did a great job. So I'm cool with it. But like, man, you run into some issues. Like sometimes contractors get like real lazy and they don't want to fucking do shit. And you're like, dude, just redo this. This is not good. And they'll be like, fuck you. How about that? Or they'll be like, nope, I can't. It's impossible. And I'm like, it's not impossible. You just don't want to do it. And I'm paying you for this, so do it. Burnout was asking LFQ, what string do you use to edge? LFQ goes, string what face? I mean, yeah, I assume he uses a leather belt or a necktie. LFQ, are you more of a necktie or like a leather belt guy?
Oh my god.
I'm not going to explain any of this to any of you in chat who don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Don't worry about it. We're being idiots. Zip ties, says Adder. Holy shit, wow. Dude. There's no going back from that. You're committed. Gil goes, Omega my ears. Adder goes, yeah, I hate contractors. You find a good one, save that number, and pay that high price. 100%, dude, all day, every day. Burnout says he edges with a weed whacker. I actually edge with the weed whacker, too. It's pretty good. It has the rotating head on it, so it's pretty good at that.
Oh, so yeah, I got the weed whacker head replacement. That is the actual edger, and that thing's awesome.
Dude, when we were in Houston visiting my dad, his edger is the same one that he bought. It's a gas-powered Craftsman edging tool that he bought in like 1991. He still has
American tools were fucking amazing, and
he services it too. He will take that bitch apart. Yep. He will take it apart and like service the motor, fucking sharpen the blades, all that shit. It still works, and it's a brilliant tool. Oh, thank you, Pineapple. LFQ goes, what the fuck is this convo? You guys are fun, man. Where's Brightside with the edging conversation? I figured this would be like right up his alley.
You guys ever use the weed whacker like blade attachments instead of string? I've been kind of tempted to try to get those before, so you don't have to deal with the fucking string.
So we have like cheap electric Ryobi things, and I got the one that had a plastic blade. Dude, it melted like in one use. It was gone.
Blade? I haven't seen that. Okay,
it's meant for an edging tool, and it like dude,
okay.
it just fucking melted.
I've seen some that's like these like fucking metal saw blades that you can put on the thing that spins, and it seems like it would work really good, but I do worry that it would just like probably blow a hole in my vinyl fence if I touched it even a little bit. So
absolutely, you got to be careful with that shit.
Blade attachment for edging, dangerous as fuck. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm looking for the stringer replacement specifically in this case because I have the edger like vertical blade thing, and that's fine. But I hate replacing the fucking string on my trimmer. So it will blow a hole in everything, even concrete. Okay, goddamn.
Yep.
Something gas powered or something.
Yep. That dude, my dad's tool was like that. It would like, if he was fucking up, it would spark and shoot chunks of concrete and like pieces of metal. It was.
I guess I do. Like mine is the Ryobi electric one, and I can just kind of like rub it up against the sidewalk concrete because it can't do anything to it.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
That's what I have too. It's fine. It's not a great tool, but it's fine.
It works fine.
Honestly, dude, your yard is so big. I would get like a gas powered edging tool. Honestly,
I only trim like not very often. Honestly, I just kind of let it go until it's egregious. But I run over with a mower and I can mow the entire thing in like 30 minutes.
Burnout. If you're using like a weed whacker, dude, you should be wearing pants.
Oh, he's got the Greenworks shit. Okay, yeah, that's good shit.
You should be wearing pants. Don't wear shorts and weed whack, dude. You're gonna fuck your legs up so bad.
I definitely have scars on my legs from childhood.
Yep. Burnout was like, my legs get pelted with the gravel and I get blasted with poison oak when I'm using a weed whacker. You can buy gas-powered lawn equipment in California, but they realized how stupid that is. Took me 2 days of going to stores in my county to find a gas-powered steel. Dude, that's crazy. Now contractors get a whole different meaning. His edges, please stop. Service the motor. Hey, Gil, get your mind out of the gutter. Adder says, I don't do nice finished woodwork. I don't have the patience for it. It's been impossible to find a contractor that's down to build high-quality custom cabinets that isn't big house builder priced.
Yep.
Dude, cabinets, oh man, cabinets are so fucking expensive, dude. And you have to spend money on them because if you don't, you're going to get garbage ass cabinets.
Yep.
I have the blade attachment for edging. It's dangerous as fuck. Blows holes in concrete.
Cool. Don't you have a CNC?
You can or access to one, right?
I feel like you can do it.
Burnout said buying 4 goats to clear jungle was actually a better use of time. Dude, I believe that. Goats go crazy with foliage, man. I mean, they'll also eat like metal and wood, but you know, what are you gonna do? You got goats. Greenworks 80 volt stuff. Yeah, torque. Yeah. Electric tools are totally fine. The advantage to gas powered adder is that you can just keep them forever. Your electric tools will eventually just break, and then you have to replace. Like you're basically buying a new piece of equipment. But like I was saying, dude, my dad's lawn equipment. You know, that edging tool is literally like 28 years old. It's fucking crazy. And it still works, and it's great. But to be fair, my dad also has like a mountain bike he bought in the 80s. So he had a fucking 40-year-old mountain bike. He's replaced the seats, the fork, all kinds of shit on it. It's so funny. I wish I could use an electric, but it's about 18 hours of work to do my driveway. Yeah, I wouldn't use electric tools for that shit, man. That would be like that'd be too much. They're undoing the no gas powered law in California. Thank God, man. Don't worry, y'all. I wear overalls, long sleeve shirt, steel toe boots. Good, Burnout. I can't wear shorts and walk in the grass in Texas. No thanks. The grass is alive. Yeah, exactly, dude. That's how you get riddled with ticks.
The grass is alive.
Omni's back. There's a small cemetery here that uses goats to trim the grass. Attach a goat to a stick? I mean, Pineapple, you just got to turn them loose, man. They eat everything. The problem is that you have to maintain a goat. Maintaining a goat is keeping it where it's supposed to be and then putting it in the place that you need it to be. That's really what it is. They're just real crafty, and they get out and they start getting into trouble. Adder says, I have access to one. You have access to a goat? The problem is that we have dual recessed sink countertop we want to retain, but my fiance wants a whole wall of pull-out drawers underneath. Dude, I wouldn't have the patience for that. That's crazy carpentry work. I had them for a long time, but there were a lot of maintenance. Yeah, they are. I mean, you know, you got to mix your two-stroke oil or two-stroke fuel and shit like that with oil. Unless you get the pre-mix, but it's probably better to make your own mix. We've had 5 bites since March. You mean like ticks? Dude, I fucking hate ticks. Ticks suck. Or goat bites. Are your goats biting you? Wait, what was this? I've had them for a long time, but did Chad eat a message? Oh, no. Fake American. Had them for a long time where there are a lot of maintenance. Yeah, never mind. I read that. A lot of companies out here that will rent you a group of goats and pick them up. That's pretty dope. It is probably really expensive though, man. Like you're probably better off buying your own like 2 goats than like renting them in the long term if that's what you want to do. One of our goats would purposely choke itself to try and get us to let it go. And then escape. You bastard goat. 5 tick bites? Bro, that sucks. I'd go through engine components, actually? Oh, that's crazy. I didn't expect that. They saw a lot of abuse. Pineapple. You're too young for the fish conversation. From time travel to gardening. Yeah, bro. That's how this goes. It's a good time.
Okay, well, we are over noon, and I gotta wrap it up here, so...
Over noon. Yeah, you want to do verse tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it today, maybe. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing here. So
yeah, it's all good. The car is really important. This is a thing that Tony's prototyping that we need for the neighborhood, so this will be awesome. This is very exciting stuff. If you have 8+ acres in Texas, if you have 3 acres, you can be tax exempt with enough goats on the property. Oh, 3+ goats. Okay, that's cool, man.
That would definitely be worth doing.
Yeah, you don't have enough land though, Adder, right? Like your development's like not big enough for that. That sounds very communist for Texas. That's not communist, bro. That's libertarian. Get you some goats. Government sets you free. Sweet. Yeah, let's wrap it up. We're going to try to get into verse. Hopefully that works. If it doesn't, he's going to keep working on the car prototype and stuff. I don't know how to test my Steam multiplayer. No one is free till 8. Pineapple, you can make another Steam account. That's probably the best way. When Tony was testing, he used, obviously there's multiple people, so he can play test with me, but he was also using like another Steam account too. So
I use like my wife's Steam account on another computer in my house usually. So you might want to try that. I know it's not ideal, but that's an option.
Oh, where's mocap? Omni said, ooh, verse looks awesome. Where's mocap? Get him, mocap. Mine is sub 1 acre, but 10 plot would be cool because we can also have our own shooting range legally. Yeah, dude, that would be sick. That would be ideal. My local is interfering also. Well, if you're using the Steam backend, it wouldn't, because it's still connecting to Steam's remote server and then coming back to your local connection.
Yeah, isn't there like a checkbox for like LAN versus not LAN? I feel like you might need to be toggling that off. I don't know.
You probably
pull up the thing I was screenshotting here real quick before we wrap up if you want to see it.
Ooh, oh shit! Oh shit!
Ooh,
Thank you, LFQ. Thank you. 5 gifters.
Well, if you have that set up, then your local, I guess, wouldn't be interfering, I guess, if that was the case. But I don't know. Are you still getting just like unknown error? Because I think that would probably be the thing to focus on. I was thinking about this last night. Like you have to nail down what the actual error is before you can, I would stop shooting in the dark. I would just probably focus on that.
Yeah, that's good advice, Tony. And Adder was saying, brother, you have a bunch of computers. Put builds on all of them and a controller. Yeah, he's totally right. Yeah. You have ways to do this, Pineapple. Like you just gotta do a little more research into your setup and make sure that like you're doing it correctly. I think you're just not configured right for the test you're trying to do. It joined, had an unknown error, then joined, but didn't join at the same time. Yeah, you have a configuration problem. That's what's going on.
Yeah, it could even just be like you're... I don't know, are you like doing anything on login that might be causing issues or something like that? Usually it should be like pretty straightforward, but...
Yeah, my man Chris Carnes.
Omni, you never answered my question about Steve.
We just piecing this sweet.
My joystick are ready for new space game. Bro, what are you talking about?
I'm just creating my BV menu in the map.
I was just thinking about Steve, wondering how he's doing.
My man Michael Menner coming up. This is one of the first tracks we made together, baby. Yo, Secret Dreams, make some motherfucking noise for the Prismatic Fleet.
Giving him a new brain. Okay. Omni, I hope you know, I give you a hard time, but I do love you. You are great. I feel compelled to grab your wrist before you touch the hot burner over and over again and be like, stop doing that. His current stats are 240 deaths, 179 lessons learned.
Damn, he only learned like 30 lessons since yesterday then.
Dude, that's a good stat. I like that. And also, like, while I was somewhat negative about your idea, I think you have it so that it can be live streamed, right? If you turn that shit into a 24/7 Twitch channel, that's probably some good content, man.
I think it already kind of is. Yeah, it's right here. Well, this thing is searching. We can look at Steve.
Yeah, let's look at Steve. So check this out, guys. This is something Omni built. Oh, he's just twerking in a tree.
Yeah,
classic Steve, dude.
You can see like what he's trying to do. This visualizer doesn't show that it's nighttime, but it's nighttime right now. So he's hiding in his shelter at night. And then this is like his like state tree. You can see what he's been doing.
Yes, Adder. He's got AI playing Minecraft. Are you wait? Omni, you didn't make a Twitch account for Steve? You should make a Twitch account for Steve.
No, I think he did. He was telling me about it.
Yeah, just put him up on Twitch, bro. It's a really good idea. Just let it rip. Yeah, let her rip. What's Steve's Twitch account? Post the name in chat and I'll give it a follow. And you guys can give it a follow too. Respawn and learn. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Pineapple, I really don't know what to tell you because like this is literally all that is required as far as I've understood it for like years now. And this is all I do in every game. And there's like some setup stuff that happens in the game mode here that's like on post login, but like I don't think any of this is actually necessary to make most of the shit happen that needs to happen. Like this is just like gameplay setup shit, but like, I wouldn't get a failure or anything from this.
He's not live on me. Yeah, make him go live. You should just leave him live all the time. Sorry, go ahead, Tony.
Oh yeah, I just like I don't know. I'm trying to think of some advice, but I don't know, man. Go back over all the check boxes here and make sure everything is set up the way that I've got it. Try to figure out what that error is. I think that's definitely what I would be doing. So, yeah.
Yeah, Omni, live streaming this shit and putting a description in there about what it is a really good idea. That you can get a following doing that. You need to get Steve a GPU to keep him Twitch live, I think. Don't you have like a stream machine? Can't you just like do kind of what we're doing? So like capture the video.
But I think Steve runs on like a VM that doesn't output video currently. So you have to like give it the ability to output video, and he doesn't have a GPU to do it. We were talking about it. All right, but
let's wrap it up.
Get out of here. We don't really see anybody to raid on unless anybody's got an idea.
I mean, we could if fucking Respawn and Learn was live, we could send everyone over there. But he's not live, Omni.
Next time.
Yeah, next time. Get him live and we'll raid him next time.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, later, y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully with some verse, or we're gonna keep working on the dread car moment. So, hell yeah! Thank you guys. Thank you LFQ. Thank you for the gifters. As always, you're amazing. I appreciate the conversation, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and we will see you tomorrow.
Peace out, guys.